up next, we do have Scott Trevelcock. He's the president and CEO of Core Mining. And Core Mining has projects in British Columbia and also California. They put out a couple of studies recently. It's a very tightly held company. Eric Sprott is a big investor. And it's my pleasure to welcome Scott now.
Thanks. How's that?
That looks fantastic. Perfect.
All right. Well, Kai, thanks for having me. I think a little bit about Core Mining. We've got a portfolio of North American gold projects. We're in British Columbia and California. We've got about 5 million ounces in the ground. The company is, however, very young in the capital markets. We've got a very tight, highly insider and strategic investor-owned share register that's anchored by Eric Sprott and management and the board. We've been marketing the company now for about 18 months. We're making progress on the ground in our projects, and we've actually set the company up for a big period of news flow now that we're really excited about. We got some drill results from BC that are going to start to flow here in a couple of weeks. We've been doing exploration and setting up our projects across the board to deliver news flow that's going to excite the market and help people recognize the value for this great portfolio we have in Core Mining. I will be talking and making some forward-looking statements. I encourage anybody that is interested in Core to review our disclosures on SEDAR and on our website, get a thorough understanding of the risks and opportunities before investing in the company. So why am I a major shareholder in Core Mining? Why is the rest of management and the board a large shareholders? We still own 38% of Core, and we own it for the reasons you see on this page. So Core has an advanced portfolio of North American gold projects. So what does that mean? That means we're in safe and stable jurisdictions. We're in places where you have defined legal processes to advance projects towards production. We've got a series of projects that have had a lot of historic investment to build up a resource base, and in some cases, particularly our Imperial project in California, a large suite of technical work that allows us to fast track the project into production because a ton of work has been done in the past. We now, this year, published 2 preliminary economic assessments, one for our Imperial project, which is 2.2 million ounces of gold. There's about 1.5 million ounces in the PEA mine plan that shows a value at $1,600 gold of about 650 million Canadian dollars, and that rises significantly, obviously, with the spot gold price. That project would produce about 146,000 ounces per year. And with that asset alone, we've got a mid-tier mining company here. However, Core has a portfolio of assets. We've also got our Long Valley project, another really strong-looking mid-tier heap leach mine, also in California. You can see the numbers in this page. We've got a great exploration project in British Columbia. So I'll try in this 15 minutes to get through the highlights as best as I can, but there's a lot to swallow inside Core, which is great because it gives us lots of opportunities to deliver news flow. If we have a hiccup on one project, we've got 2 others in the pipeline, so we got a lot going on. We're well funded. We have about $10 million in cash. That's primarily courtesy of Eric Sprott, who owns a significant portion of the company beside management, as well as some in-the-money warrants that brought in some cash in the middle of this year. We called those warrants, and that trading is all cleared out of the company. I want to be clear with the cap structure. We've not issued any distributed financings in the company. We do not have any 4-month hold paper that are going to come off and affect trading. So we believe we can get really good traction on forward news flow with straight trading in the company. The company also looks like it's got a good valuation point compared to peers, and I'll touch on some of that as we step through here. So the resources in the ground in the company, starting at the bottom, we have 2.2 million ounces at the Imperial project. That project now has a PEA, and we're moving it immediately into permitting, as well as looking to drill upside. At our Long Valley project, we're at 1.7 million ounces in a nice heap leach project. We've got a PEA, and we're looking to step out and drill additional resources. We've got line of sight to some really nice targets at surface to expand that oxide resource and grow the mine life of that project. And then up in BC, we've been drilling for the whole summer, drilling out the main zone of the FG Gold project to upgrade the grade of the resource and to step out and show we've got a tiger by the tail in another large BC gold project. The two PEAs obviously show significant value. Core is currently about 140 million Canadian market cap. We're sitting on about $1 billion of Canadian NAV at $1,600 gold, with significantly higher at other higher prices. I'll show you that in a sec. Projects are all high return. They're on infrastructure. They're all low capex, and they've got all the attributes of projects that should move forward into production at anything over $1,000 gold. So I think we've got some really good pipeline to development. If we move both projects to development, we'd have about 250,000 ounces per year of gold production. And we're currently moving the Imperial project into permitting with a team based down in the project in California. We haven't seen a lot of impacts from COVID because our team is US based. Our Chief Operating Officer, Mark Leduc, which has spent his entire career developing heap leach projects around the world, starting at Barrick and then working through an array of juniors, is based in Denver. And he's built up a great local team based in Imperial County, California, near the Imperial project, where there's a great labor pool coming out of a long history of mining in this area, including the Mesquite mine, which is 9 miles away and currently being operated by Equinox Gold, Ross Beaty's gold company. If you look at the leverage to the gold price, Core's got incredible leverage. At spot gold prices, we have almost $1.5 billion in NAV, and that would have the company trading at about a 0.1 times PNAV, which shows that there's a lot of value to create by Core marketing, de-risking, and investing in this asset portfolio. Share register is very tight. We only have 106 million shares undiluted out. Current market cap's hovering somewhere around 150 million bucks. There is some research coverage you can access in the company. You can see the list on this page. Revaluation Perspective, we consider our peers to be the other US gold developers like Midas, Corvus, Integra, Gold Standard, Liberty. These are all companies with projects in the southwest deserts of the United States. Those are largely either heap leach or small milling projects. Those companies all on single assets, not multiple assets like Core, have significantly higher valuations. So I think there's a real opportunity for Core, by working our assets and introducing the company into more and more corners of the market, to close that valuation gap and create value, as well as we have a significant exploration upside to all of our projects, where we're going to be aggressively drilling from here forward to make sure we keep growing that underlying value and delivering lots of value into the per share value of the company. Peers are trading about a 0.9 times average PNAV. That's largely driven by Gold Standard and Liberty's great valuations. And those valuations are driven by, guess what, exploration upside, and Core has that in abundance. So I think we're looking at a great valuation point for Core, despite having a reasonable share price appreciation in the first part of this year. I think when it comes to mining projects, I think a picture says 1,000 words. And this is exactly the location where we're going to build our heap leach pads for the Imperial project. It's low vegetation, open Sonoran desert. It's on Bureau of Land Management land. That's federal land in the state of California. It is in a county in California with a 140-year history of gold mining since the railways went through in the late 1800s. There's currently a large operating gold mine called Mesquite, about 9 miles from our project. There's also a large open pit gypsum mine in the county. There's an experienced Bureau of Land Management office in the county. So permitting Imperial is all about the local county, and we've got strong support for mining in this county in California. So I mean, the big question on Core often is California. California is a place you can mine, subject to being in the right location, and this project is in the right location, being located right next to a mine and without a lot of potential environmental impacts. We're currently working with the local community to move the project into the permitting process, and we're working with the Bureau of Land Management right now on hiring EIS contractors to start the EIS for the project as the first stage of the permitting process. We've also got an incredible exploration story around Imperial. We've got almost 20,000 acres of claims that captures a historic exploration district that was controlled by Goldfields and Newmont in the 1990s. Goldfields originally built the Mesquite mine, which anchors one end of this gold belt. The belt goes through Imperial and then over to Picacho, which was mined by the great Glamis company, which eventually became Goldcorp. and we control all of it in between. We're currently out in the field mapping all of the historic workings and all of any surface outcrop we can find and doing a soils program. And you should see a news release coming out on that with the results come in late November, early December. We're also permitting 150 drill pads to drill next year in this area to try and make new discoveries. And we've got the potential to find more mesquites and more imperials that'll drive some incredible value for core shareholders. We've completed geophysics to start some of that targeting. We should have an infill program and that soils program I mentioned to tighten up that results. And we'll be putting out some of those results in a few months here. Moving up into Central California to our Long Valley project. Again, picture says 1,000 words. This is a U.S. Forest Service land drilled extensively by Royal Gold in the 90s, currently under a cattle ranching lease. So this land is used basically for cattle feeding. So this is not pristine forest or anything where we think we'll have significant environmental impacts. So again, a great place in California to have a project. Project located near infrastructure. It's got 1.7 million ounces of very shallow resources. And our objective after putting out our PEA about 3 months ago is to go and step out and grow this project. We've got line of sight through geophysics and soil sampling to more oxide material. And we believe we can, with a few drill holes, significantly increase the size of the project. And we're currently permitting that drill program with the Forest Service. Moving up into British Columbia, where we're currently drilling, and we expect to drill right through until the snow chases us away, probably in mid-December. We're drilling on a very large exploration area, about 1,000 square kilometers. That's the south part of the same district, which has a Cisco Gold Royalties Caribou Gold Project, and we control the whole south part of the district. We're currently drilling in what we call the FG Gold deposit. It's 1 million ounces with a large at-surface strike. We're drilling through the current resource to upgrade the resource because it's a coarse ore body that was previously drilled as a bulk disseminated deposit, where we believe it is a structurally controlled deposit. That gives us an opportunity to increase the grade and look at increasing the size potential of that project by drilling underneath and on strike. We think we can develop a multi-million ounce, higher grade project here that's going to attract a lot of attention as Barkerville and Osisko Gold Royalties bring the Caribou Gold Camp back onto the radar for Canadian gold exploration. So core has really been set up with a lot of catalysts. We're expecting soil program from the regional targeting Imperial, the drill results from the program we've been working all summer at FG Gold are going to start to flow here in a couple weeks. Lob into that the soils work we're doing to show upside potential for 20 kilometers of potential strike at that FG Gold deposit, and then moving the exploration team down to California into 2021. I'd expect to see a continuous series of news flow and catalysts coming out of core. We're well financed. Eric Sprott's been a big backer of the company. We've got $10 million, a tight cap structure that hopefully you can see the share price move on this news. So good times to be in the gold business.
Sure. Sounds